Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This time around, we are on the Real Housewives reunion. It's like long overdue. The anticipation, the internet buzz, and all of that. Finally, we're here. In fact, I literally had to write. I don't know why I had to write, but I just had to write. If you know what I mean here. Starting from their dressing. Well, they all look like queens. Yeah, they all look glamorous. They all went out there. You know, the thing about reunions and the Real Housewives franchise, there's a little bit of show off, obviously. So they really showed off themselves. And to me, if you ask me who the best dress was, it went to Laura. I loved Laura's dress. Yes. And then maybe Miriam. And then Caroline, her dress was also very simple and it just fit her personality. So those were the best dresses for me because I didn't have one single best dress, and the rest was okay as well. So, obviously, after being ushered in by Uti Wachuku, by the way, he's the host of season 3 reunion. So, without wasting so much of your time, please, if you're seeing this video for the first time, my name is Asma'u, and don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Engage, like, hello, we getting the views, but we ain't getting the engagement. What's up? Drop in the comment section. These are reviews. I'm expecting you guys to like tackle me, if you know what I'm trying to say, but tackle me in a positive way. Don't come for me. I'm just saying what I saw, and I'm just saying how I envisaged it. All right, okay. So Sophia's boot was an issue as soon as the whole thing started. I don't get it, Dabota. Like, this lady went as far as doing so many digging and all of that. I thought they had gone past that. No wonder there was an interview I saw on TVC about with Sophia, and they asked her questions on about Dabuta and Daddy, and she was like, she doesn't like talking about those two. So it looks like the reunion didn't really mend things between those people. Yeah. And it kept going back and forth, which for me, I love the fact that there was clarity. And did I hear someone say that they never apologize? I said in one of my videos that how do you live life without apologizing? That's impossible. You offend people, or people offend you and you expect them to apologize to you, but you would offend people. See, if there's anything I don't like in a person is when the person always feels that they are right. No one can ever be right. And well, Dabota, it was just all about show off probably when she said that, because she eventually apologized to Sophia. But before that apology came into place, it was a back and forth about Sophia's boots. I don't get it. Why did Sophia's boots really, really hurt Dabota? Why did he remove any strand from Dabota's hair? What is it about this whole thing? And I remember Sophia saying something like in one of her interviews, I presume, that most of this invitation doesn't necessarily come from the ladies themselves, right? It comes from production. And she said the information was incomplete. And by the way, it was Caroline that brought her in. And by the way, as well, I'm sorry to be using by the way in every sentence, Dabota said that Caroline did not tell her she was coming in Sophia's boot. Look, I love the evidences that he brought on board. Like, it was so crystal clear that it made that butter come down from that her high horse. At least what I saw in the reunion, for me, I relate. Honestly, I liked the butter I saw at the reunion. I admired, I saw a strong lady, you know, an entrepreneur, a successful. That was what I saw, as compared to some parts of the season that she was acting unnecessarily I don't know. I'm even glad but that she said it by herself that she didn't like what she saw and the kind of things she said about Dabuta. And sorry, about Sophia. Dabuta herself said she didn't like the things she saw, like, or she said they were over the top. Yes, they were. You don't know this lady. And even right there at the reunion space, she was trying to, or she was not even trying, she actually was throwing jabs at Sophia based on the things that have been said on the blog. And Sophia said, I can equally do same to you, because there are a lot of horrible things that have been thrown around the blogs also towards you, Dabuta. If anything, that was the reason why she was finding it difficult to warm up to Laura Ikeje, due to what she claimed Linda Ikeje has done or said about her on the blog. So she coming to try to hit below the belt towards Sophia's direction, pertaining what has been said in the blog. Because there was something she said, if we're talking about boats, let's talk about boats, isn't it? But she was now bringing the issue of Sophia was flaunting a house that did not belong to her, and that was something that was in the blog. It was never about when the conversation was going back and forth, where she said she wanted that unity, she wanted to bring everyone together. She had a boat, so why would Sophia bring a boat? And Sophia claimed that she didn't know about that. Like I said earlier, she said production invites them, so some details are not given out. Look, for me, the whole issue, which it has always been in Real Housewife franchise, this is not the first time I'm seeing it, is the fact that the whole issue stemmed on misunderstanding. And as the reunion is just starting, we don't know how many episodes will be aired, you could see that gradually that steam and that heat, and they have watched these things themselves, they have seen a lot of things, they've seen their flaws, they've seen the misunderstanding and the misconception, which of course is the drama, but then there's also the drama inside the drama that the Real Housewives themselves brought. I said in one of my videos that the two, there are three actually new casts this season, but the two, that is Diadem and Dabota, they came, especially Dabota. I don't know why she came in to come and overshadow the already existing housewives. It doesn't happen that way. You can't just come in and overshadow the cast. Yes, come in with your drama, no wahala, but coming to try and overshadow everyone doesn't make sense. And probably she felt that giving them this boat experience or the beach experience was going to be like the best thing. Yeah, when you look at maybe at the previous seasons, their events, yeah, this own happens to be one of the most elaborate one, not knowing that more was yet to come. Sophia was going to come, because for me, Sophia's outing was like the best. If you ask me, the best, the most flamboyant. I am not the type that loves to spend unnecessarily, but of course, this is the Real Housewives franchise, and things like that need to happen. But just to cut the long story short, Sophia's boat and Dabota's issue of the boat coming was not something she was happy with Sophia for a very long time, because since he got into the reunion, it means that she still hold on for mind. Let me just use that word like that. And there was apologies. That was the most important thing. And so after the apologies, the Dabota offered Sophia. Sophia equally did the same, and I think that was the end, because there was even this talk about the dresses that she gave other ladies and she didn't give Dabota, and she promised Dabota that she was going to get her own soon. So coming back to the next issue on ground was about Dadem's facial expressions, which resulted to the issue that she and Caroline are having till today. And Dadem, see, I'm sorry to say, I don't know Dadem in person, but what Dadem has displayed consistently, honestly, there are some certain things that I don't know if it's an act or if it's really your character, but when you have displayed it consistently, it begins to look like that. It looks like that is who you are. Dadem lies a lot, and I don't know why. How can you have so much going on for you, and who are you scared of? Because I even look at her lies like they're not even the typical lie a lot. If not, I'm trying to say to you, they're not the typical this person is lying. It's like she loves to deny things. I don't know what exactly it is. I can't place my hand categorically clear on that or is she just, no wonder Caroline said at first she saw her like a two-faced person. Honestly, looking critically now at the show till the reunion, yes, she's coming off to me like two-faced. Yeah, she's lying. She, like, there was one of the episodes I even said when Caroline was calling her and she refused to answer Caroline's call and next thing texting. I was like, see, you did not accept the call. Just take hello. You didn't accept the call because you don't want to. So own it with your full chest. Why are you not texting? And to me, there are certain things that Dadem does, like someone that has really, really low self-esteem, which of course we all do have low self-esteem, but when it's overboard, or I don't know, there's just something about Dadem that I wish someone close to her can actually talk to her. Yes, she's a sucker for friendship. She said it, yes, at the beginning, that if she loves you, if you're her friend and she really loves you, she goes all out, which that is what we're saying. But That you're too successful to just let yourself go like that in the name of friendship with Dabota, because I don't even see Dabota standing up like that for Dadem. I'm sure it was even after the show. Dabota has no choice than to just carry Dadem along. I even saw them in London or wherever, but I don't know that Dabota's mind, but I don't think Dabota is so down. I don't know. There's something I don't know, right? I can't place my hand. Let me don't say things that I don't know, like I keep saying here. Dadem was lying. Initially, Dadem said Caroline didn't say anything to her, Miriam, but everything receipts now kept flying back and forth. There were some that were even off camera, like I said it in some of my previous reviews, that the editing is just flying left, right, and center. The continuity sometimes is not continuing. So when they come up with certain arguments or certain discussions, we the audience tend to be a little bit lost. But well, thanks to the reunion, it looks like it's filling up the gaps. Probably that's why they did that. At the end of the day, these are franchises that they know what they are aiming for. So probably those loopholes are on purpose, maybe, for us to actually be interested in the reunion, to actually know the real things. Because at this point, everyone is seated sharp, myself inclusive. So that was saying that her facial impressions had nothing to do with the ladies, that it had to do with problem at home. They didn't have light. Her kids, everyone, her daughter actually, and everyone in her house was in the dark, and that was why they feel that probably she should have stepped out of that place. Dadem. So basically, it transitioned down to Caroline, Dadem, and Dabota's communication. There was issue, and this is the first time I'm hearing that there's a transparent communication, a transparent but not direct. I'm hearing it for Dabota. Look, as long as we never die, we'll keep learning. Dabota admitted that Caroline was transparent with her, in as much as at the beginning she was telling Sophia when they were in Ghana that Caroline did not reach out to her, blah 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 blah. Which, in a way, I would still kind of, will I say, kind of reason with Dabota, not in her way anyway, but let me use myself in place of her, where I have organized something for you guys. I'm new in this group. I'm trying to also know you guys and trying to roll with you guys. And that boat, if I heard correctly, Dabota rented it for 1.7 million. That's a whole lot of money. And these ladies ended up going with Sophia's boots, which I kind of still understand her pain. Like, I'm just trying to put myself in her shoes, in as much as she has her own way of dealing with things. And so they were waiting for them. 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours. Just like I told you, we don't really know these exact time frames. 3 hours, that's a lot. Honestly, that it comes up a little bit condescending, not even a little bit, it actually comes up condescending, in as much as Caroline wanted to take out that part of the condescending, if you know what I'm trying to say to you. Because I invited you guys for something, you guys are keeping me forever. At least she has been to other people's events and she sees that they don't keep those other ones waiting forever, especially the old cast members, and they keeping her this long. She and them. It was only natural for her to pick offense, and in the midst of the filming, of course, she's in front of the camera, so she would have to be keeping up appearances. So she might not show how angry she is physically, but mentally she was already angry. I don't know what I'm trying to say to you. 3 hours is a lot of time. And it looks like the communication was still not understood. It was misunderstood. I don't know if what I'm saying here makes sense. That is what I understood. And hence the reason why probably she said Caroline was not direct, but I don't understand how direct she would have wanted Caroline to be. The most important thing was that she said Caroline was actually transparent. Caroline was updating how, step by step. And I have never been to Lagos, but them, the Lagosians, we said this is Lagos. A lot of things, logistics here and there, can go wrong or can get delayed. So there was a huge communication misunderstanding to me. So, and hence the reason why we, as we were watching it, we felt that it wasn't that deep. And truly now in the reunion, they are getting to realize that it's not that deep. Then finally, Miriam and Dadem had their own squabbles. And you know why I was so impressed? That Miriam said she didn't even notice the shirts that Dadem wore. And at the end of the day, I think when Dadem even watched the whole episode, she herself felt nah, I shouldn't have done that. Maybe, I don't know, there was just probably a conscience, a side of her that, because when you claim you love someone, right? When you claim someone is your friend, when you claim you care for someone, there are certain things that you don't have to do. Like I'm this kind of person that I believe in when I'm quarreling with a friend, I should have it at the back of my mind that this is my friend. What do I mean by I should have it at the back of my mind that this is my friend? I still want to be with you. So obviously there's going to be reconciliation in as much as we're having a disagreement. Besides, there's always we disagree to agree. There's room for misunderstanding in whatever kind of relationship, right? But throwing strong shades is the problem, because sometimes when you throw strong shades, it's really difficult to reconcile, or it's really difficult to apologize. Disrespect in genuine friendship needs to be curtailed, which I think Darden went overboard, and I'm glad, yeah, she realized it. Though she was claiming she wanted an apology from Miriam, which Miriam said to begin with, she didn't even come from the angle which Dadem actually thought she came from. That was thinking that she was being disrespectful at her event. She said she even wanted to like actually caution Caroline, because in her own thoughts, or in the information that was given to her, Diadem actually invited Caroline. So Miriam thought that Caroline was the one that did not want to attend, not even knowing that Caroline was literally trying to even stretch a hand of friendship to Diadem, and Diadem was rejecting. And I was glad there was something that happened. Diadem even had to quickly remove herself from the issue of Dabota and Caroline, because I think watching it herself now realized that she was caught up in something that she knew nothing about. Yeah. But the most important thing was that Diadem and Miriam hugged it out, and it was so good to watch, honestly. And I pray that Dadem stands for herself moving on. If there's going to be Dadem in season 4, I believe Dadem is going to be to be much more Dadem. Dadem, embrace it. You have it. Your physical appearance enough commands respect. So stop wobbling and putting yourself. I love Dadem. To be honest with you, this is like the first time I am truly, like, I won't say love, but I truly like all of the cast members of The Real Housewives. I don't know why. In their own way, I love Caroline for who she is, Laura, Sophia. Yes, at the beginning we sort of misunderstood them, especially Laura. At the beginning, I didn't like Laura, to be honest with you, but watching her moving on, I like her, honestly. Like, she has this very gentle spirit, and the fact that she didn't even have any issue with anyone, as much as the next preview you could see her having some little argument with Miriam, but that's by the way. Yeah, in friendships, like I say, we always agree to disagree to also agree. I like all of them, even the new 3Bs. I like them. Sophia was someone that I never really had any interest in. Nothing, just but for the very first time watching Real Housewife franchise, the one of Nigeria, I like all of the cast members. And well, that was it for this episode. Hopefully I come up with the next week episode by the special grace of God. All right, thank you so much, and don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share if you care, and let's move on to the next week episode.